welcome to COM. My name is Ben. What's your name?
Santiago.
Santiago.
That's Santiago, yeah.
What's your credibility?
What's up,
What
Santiago?
the
Yeah. What year are you? What
So
major?
is this lighting okay?
How do you relate to us?
Okay.
They playing with you.
You can give it right back to him, hey, Tom.
How are you gonna get our attention?
No, don't.
He's Santiago.
All right, y'all better leave Santiago. Y'all let him go.
We love you, Santiago.
Okay.
I think she's crying. You alright? She might be crying over it. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm getting my coins like I'm about to drop coins for, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, ready?
Throwing if it's bad.
Hi guys, I'm Joe. I go to Gaston, and I took the mistake of taking communications online, and I have to find my own audience, present in front of. So I appreciate this opportunity to present my speech in front of you here. All right. To many, the Bible is a set of rules that act as a guide for the masses that light the way for the righteous, to tell the difference between good and evil, but there are some who do not believe this way. Some people use the Bible and people's faith as a manipulative scheme to make money. There are nearly 400,000 churches in America, according to Christianity Today, none of which are ones that pay taxes, since they are exempt from paying taxes due to IRS law. Since churches do not pay taxes, there are a multitude of people such as Joel Osteen who take advantage of people's faith and generate revenue tax-free legally. Today we'll discuss which churches should pay taxes and which ones should not. To tell which churches should be paying taxes, we must first look into how a church is formed. This is what it takes to open up a church in North Carolina. Make a plan. Ask yourself 3 questions. What activities will this church undertake? Where and when will the church services occur? And what are the core beliefs? Next, you must enter the intense bureaucracy of the IRS. After you've selected a church name, selected initial directors, you now must provide a certificate of formation marking a church as a non-profit corporation. File this within the Secretary of State of your state. Next, you must draft bylaws, which is basically a charter or constitution that governs the internal management of the organization. Here you will hold a mandatory meeting called by the incorporator or a majority of the directors. After you've finished all that, you must deal with the IRS. You have to apply for Employer Identification Number, EIN, and that has to be used on all tax returns and receipts. Finally, after you've established a congregation, set up bylaws, and instituted a charter, you now have to apply for federal and state IRS tax exemption status. Now that you're aware of the basic rules, let's look at the problems that could arise with the tax exemption of churches. The non-profit corporations turn into a profit corporation and still pay no taxes. Joel Osteen. According to MCI maps, Joel Osteen finished renovations to his Lakewood church at the cost of $105 million. That is $105 million that could have spent towards more charitable contributions such as building more soup kitchens, blood banks, and a plethora of other charitable contributions that could have been made. Also according to MCI maps, Joel Osteen and his wife just purchased a mansion of $10 million in Southern California, and they own Lakewood properties upwards of $2 million. He claims he makes no money from the church himself, but all the books, DVDs, and tours he does himself. Not to mention his net worth of $50 million. All being made off manipulating people's faith in God, preaching a prosperity gospel, that you can become rich just from belief in God purchasing his propaganda. We need to ensure that a church is not just being used as a front for profiting off of people's faith. In personal experience, I would know that the majority of churches give charitable contributions to the world. They're enlightening people in the darkest times and helping people see truth in their body hate. We need to start taxing the ones that do not provide any charitable contributions whatsoever. A good start is to marginalize churches that do not provide charitable contributions and the ones that provide less charity than profit, and start placing a tax on their income. Catholic Church Corporation. In 2012, Catholic Church generated $170 billion just in revenue. That is more money than Apple made in 2012, and they paid that tax-free. And what they did is they looped that through a bunch of islands And then the reason they paid it tax-free is because they got it from grassroots Catholic churches. Each one is its own separate entity. And whenever it got its donations, it would all group it together and send it to the Vatican. And the Vatican just pours money constantly. I'm not saying that the Catholic Church doesn't do charitable work. Like they do, but some churches, some Catholic churches, they make more profit than they do actually helping out people. Every church generates tax-free income according to the IRS. This allows tax-free donations which can be made as a loophole to offshoring money, such as the Church of Scientology in the Catholic Church. With the Church of Scientology, there are multiple steps you have to take. Each step you have to pay a just enormous amount of money just to keep going up in the levels. When you reach level 8, you pay $200,000 and you're officially like enlightened. You're going to like the Scientology heaven. And so that's just the obvious ploy to make money tax-free. And so, what can you do? Become more aware of what your church does for the community. See if your church actively spends all its revenue and income to just and rightful causes, and not just hoard the savings to increase the pastor's salary, or use as a platform to increase their own personal sales. Contact your local congressman, get the facts about how and which churches care about the community, and which ones are just a front for profit. In summary, while there are a multitude of churches that do care, the Bible itself being a set of rules by giving back to the lesser and helping the poor, there are many churches who abuse this belief system and use it for their own personal gain. There are nearly 400,000 churches in America, according to Christianity Today, none of which pay taxes due to IRS law. There are many bad people in this world. People will do anything to make money, whether it's kill innocent civilians in Iraq for resources, or abusing people's faith in God as a way to increase their profit margin. So next time you go to church, think about what your church does for the community. Think about how your church is more beneficial and how it can be more beneficial to the world, and cast yourself away from the ones who don't.
Bro, Joel Osteen does not represent the